Jesus Soler is the new Student Life and Leadership Coordinator for SPC Midtown. He has lived in Tampa Bay for 9 years, originally coming from Bronx, New York. He attended high school in New York City and in the Caribbean, where he earned an appointment to the United States Military Academy at West Point, majoring in European history and systems engineering before transferring to the University of Virgin Islands and majoring in social studies. He spent 11 years as a high school math, history, and science teacher, as well as a longtime football coach. Currently, he works in real estate and runs a small tutoring service called Eduletics. He also has 2 awesome kids. Please welcome him as he comes forward to share his experience with us.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming out. My name is Jesus Soler. As you said, I'm the Student Life and Leadership Coordinator here at SPC Midtown. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about, TED Talk's supposed to have like fancy titles. My title is real simple. What do you value? Okay? And that ties into today's sort of theme in what major you choose. Okay? And what does your major say about what you value as a human being, what you value as a person? I went to West Point, United States Military Academy, one of the most difficult schools in the country to get into. I was lucky enough that I had a good GPA, I could throw a football really far, and I was really fast. So put those 3 things together, and it ended up working out for me. Okay? When you're a minority and you go to this prestigious Ivy League level school, I had no idea what to expect. But what I kept being told over and over again was, dude, once you graduate from West Point, you're set. Once you graduate from West Point, you're set. Presidents have graduated from West Point, important diplomats, politicians. And so once you graduate from there, you are set for life. It makes you wonder, what does being set for life mean? Okay? So sophomore year, they have something very similar to this. Sophomore year, you have to pick a major. And once you pick a major, there is no switching. There's no changing. Your mind, that is your job. That's going to be what you learn, and you're supposed to apply that to your military career when you graduate. Okay? 8-year military career after you graduate. So I went to this fair just like this, and I thought from the minute I got there, I was going to major in aeronautical engineering. Why? Because I was very good at math. I liked airplanes. I wanted to fly, and when I got out of the military, I could make a ton of money. So those were all my criteria going into this decision. So I get to the table where they have two aeronautical engineering majors talking about the major. Okay, and here's what I got: a female and a male. Okay, they were dating actually; they were a couple. Bags under their eyes. Okay? They were fairly antisocial. Okay? And I had known them because they were in my company, and they were very antisocial. Never went to any functions. So I walk up to the table, and I say to them, and I ask, I said, in a couple words, what should I know about becoming an aeronautical engineer major at West Point? And they said, lack of sleep. That was their response. Mm-hmm. Being an aeronautical engineer major at an engineering school like West Point meant you were going to be in the books 24/7, 365. And I stopped for a second and I said, how is this major going to help me be better at leading men into combat? Because you graduate as an officer, you lead men into combat. I knew we were going to war because after 9/11. Okay? So I said to myself, how is this major going to help me do that? Is this major going to help me do what it is I love to do, and that is build relationships? I wanted to be an officer in the military because I get to help other people, I get to serve my country, I get to build relationships. I played football, I was a quarterback. Why? Because the quarterback has to build relationships with everybody on the team, offense and defense. Okay? So I started thinking about it, like I don't value the money. I don't value a lack of sleep. I value being able to be social and meet people and make relationships with people. Okay? So what happened was my mind changed, and I was no longer in pursuit of the result. Hear that? I was no longer in the pursuit of the result, but rather I was pursuing what I valued. Okay? And that, that happened for me at about 19 years old. I was pretty dumb, and I did a lot of stupid things at 19, which most of us have done. Okay? But I'm going to define the word value for you, because a lot of people don't really know what it means. Okay? The regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, the worth, or the usefulness of something. The second definition is a person's principles or standards of behavior, one's judgment of what is important in life. So that was it. In choosing a major, I started thinking about, well, how does the major, what I'm going to dedicate the next 3 years of my life, hours of studying, tests, all of this stuff, perhaps postgraduate education to, how does that reflect what I find important in life? Okay? And I realized that being a history major, being a social science major, where I study statistics, psychology, history, a bunch of different topics, okay? It keeps me broad. My grandfather always said, be a jack of all trades, master of none. He said, keep yourself as diverse as you can. And so that decision was huge. And what did that decision get me? Okay? It allowed me an 11-year teaching career. I taught every type of math you can think of. I've taught chemistry and biology. I've taught Spanish. I pretty much taught every subject except English. Pretty much any subject but English. It kept my skills diverse. 11-year teaching career. I've been able to meet people from all walks of life, build relationships with people from all walks of life. I've been able to visit 7 countries. Okay? I got to serve in the U.S. Army. And the biggest thing I'm most proud about is I've been able to help hundreds of students gain acceptance to college. Okay? Which is something I'm most proud of, being able to work with students. So today, or whenever that day comes, when you are choosing a major, okay, stop for a second and think about what it is you value. What do you value? What do you believe? Okay? What do you value? What do you believe? Because in the end, what's the point of us going to college and getting a degree? What do we want? What do we want out of this? A job. A job, a career. In the end, I want to be able to go somewhere every day, make money, feed myself, keep a roof over my head, provide for my family, so on and so forth. That's what everyone in this room does. That's what we do every day. Some of us work really hard. Right, Rebecca? Okay? And that's what everyone in this room wants to do. But as an entrepreneur, as a person who's worked with people, who's done some hiring and firing, I can tell you this. When you sit in front of an employer, everyone and their mother is going to hand that person a resume and say, hi, I'm so-and-so. This is what I do. Will you give me a job, essentially? When, I'll tell you right now, what every employer wants to know is, what do you believe? How does this, everything I read on that resume reflect what it is you believe? What it is you hold most important in life? Because I've talked to lots of guys who do hiring, and they'll tell you, I want to hire someone who I know is, and I'll use the word passionate about a specific endeavor. Okay? A lot of people say, why is it that Apple is the most, why is Apple the most, prolific computer designer on the planet? Why are they so innovative? Okay? It's real simple. Because what they do first and foremost in everything they do is they say, we believe in creating products that are different. That is what they believe. Right? And so they believe that, and they execute that, and we buy their products. So when you step in front of an employer because you chose a major that exemplifies what you value, when you sit in front of that employer, it's going to be really easy for them to see what it is you value, what it is you believe. And they are willing to take chances on people who are able to explain that. Because if you have no idea, then how in the world could they know what you're going to end up as an employee? Okay? That's all I have. Thank you very much.